Here is the summary of the book The Secret of Secrets by Dan Brown. Prague, the city of spires, shadows, and whispers. That's where Robert Langdon lands, expecting a quiet evening, a lecture in an old hall, and maybe dinner afterward with Catherine Solomon, the brilliant scientist who's meant more to him than just a friend. She's about to go public with research she's been guarding for years, work so bold it could shake science and faith at the same time. Catherine claims the brain doesn't create consciousness, it only receives it, like a radio tuned to a cosmic frequency. If she's right, life and death don't look the same anymore. But the night doesn't go as planned. Before her lecture even begins, chaos crashes in, a brutal killing. Screams echo through the stone corridors. Her manuscript, gone. And Catherine herself, vanished. In one instant, Langdon is standing in the middle of a nightmare. He doesn't get time to breathe. The police see him as suspicious, and shadowy forces in the city want him silenced. Everywhere he turns, there's danger, and stalking him through the streets is a figure who looks like he walked out of myth. They call him the Golem, a man or a monster. No one knows for sure, wearing a clay mask and moving like a ghost through Prague's alleys. He's not chasing for sport, he's hunting with purpose. Langdon dives into the city's depths, the old Jewish quarter, the alchemical basements, the Gothic towers. Clues come at him in symbols carved into walls and whispers traded in candlelit rooms. Piece by piece, a hidden name surfaces. Threshold, not a legend, not a rumor, but a project buried beneath Prague. Threshold is where scientists are playing with fire, inducing near-death states, planting chips in brains, pushing people out of their own bodies just to watch what happens. And what happens is terrifying. Consciousness slips loose. People drift beyond themselves, and some never come back. Governments dream of using it as the ultimate weapon. An awareness unbound by flesh could pass through walls, cross borders, spy without being seen. Catherine's work, her dangerous, beautiful claim that consciousness doesn't die with the body, was too close to what Threshold was already doing. That's why her manuscript was stolen. That's why she was taken. Langdon presses forward, every step pulling him deeper into the maze. He finds unlikely allies. Catherine's publisher back in New York, realizing he holds the only surviving copy of her work, Czech officials torn between duty and fear, even embassy staff dragged unwillingly into the current, but always, circling closer, is the Golem. And the truth about him is darker than legend. When Langdon finally reaches Threshold, Catherine at his side again, the mask comes off. The Golem isn't clay at all. He's a man broken by the very experiments Catherine had warned about. Once human, now scarred, he's both prisoner and executioner, shaped by the cruelty of science that tried to measure the soul. His mask is just armor, covering wounds deeper than skin. Inside Threshold, Langdon and Catherine see what the world wasn't meant to see. Bodies treated as machines, minds stretched until they snap. Souls forced into corridors of terror just to prove they could be moved like data. It's not research, it's violation. The final confrontation tears the lid off everything. Records spill, evidence breaks free, and the whole operation crumbles. Threshold can't hide anymore. And the Golem, that ghost of Prague, falls not as a monster of myth, but as a man destroyed by the very secret he was meant to protect. His end is tragedy, not legend. But out of the wreckage, Catherine's voice survives. Her manuscript, thought destroyed, lives again. Her conclusion is as unsettling as it is liberating. Consciousness isn't locked in the brain. It's something greater, something that slips beyond us, something that might outlive death itself. When dawn rolls over Prague, the city looks the same. The towers, the bridges, the shadows. But for Langdon and Catherine, nothing is the same. They've seen the line between myth and science, between body and soul. They've touched a truth too big to be buried again. And now the world has to ask, if the mind can walk free of the body, who holds the leash? Who owns the soul? And what happens when science decides to play God with the last secret left? That's the secret at the heart of it all. the secret of secrets, the one that can't stay hidden forever. Lessons and advice. 1. Science without ethics can destroy lives. Threshold shows how curiosity without compassion becomes cruelty. Advice: knowledge must always serve humanity, never harm it. 2. Appearances can mislead. The golem is not a monster, but a broken man scarred by experiments. Advice: don't judge by the surface. Every scar hides a story. 3. Consciousness is bigger than we think. The mind may extend beyond the body, hinting at untapped human potential. Advice: remember, we are more than our limits. 4. Courage is choosing to act even when outnumbered. Langdon and Catherine face overwhelming forces and still press on. Advice: even small acts of bravery can shift the future. So what do we really learn from the secret of secrets? That truth is worth protecting, that science must always serve humanity, and that sometimes the greatest battles are fought not with weapons, but with ideas. And maybe the biggest secret is this: we are far more than we think we are. If you enjoyed this summary and you're a book lover, or if you want to keep up with the most popular books as soon as they're published, and even impress your friends by already knowing what they're about, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It really helps us keep going and bring you more stories like this.